Our top focus as of now, almost as soon as US President Joe Biden won the presidency in 2020, another question started doing the rounds. Would he be running again in the year 2024? Well, it looks like the US President intends to run indeed for the upcoming election. In a private conversation at the White House last month, Biden told Reverend Al Sharpton that he seeks to run for a second term in 2024. Sharpton is a prominent civil rights leader in the US. The interaction is said to have happened between the two on September 2nd, when Biden met with the leaders from several civil rights organizations. Reports suggest that Biden was heard telling Sharpton, and I quote, "I'm going to do it again." While Biden's allies have said that we will seek a re-election, the US president so far himself has shied away from declaring it in public. But his meeting with the leaders of several of the country's most prominent civil rights organizations signals a strong assertion that he will be on the ballot again. Let's give you some background now. In 2020, black voters were key to Biden's comeback in the Democratic primaries, helping him win the pivotal South Carolina contest. And experts say that it was in the context of his 2020 race which made Biden meet Reverend Sharpton on September the 2nd. Meanwhile, the White House press secretary also said that Biden intends to seek a second term. However, this has only deepened the confusion about the US president's political future. From the very start of 2020, remember, there have been concerns about Biden's age. Moreover, President Biden's public approval rating edged lower this week and was close to the lowest level of his presidency. With just 5 weeks to go before the November 8th midterm election, the two-day national poll found that 40% of Americans approve of Biden's job performance, down from 41% a week earlier. For more analysis, our correspondent Susan Tehrani is now joining us live with more input from New York. Susan, welcome to the broadcast. President Biden has informed a prominent civil rights leader, Reverend Al Sharpton, that he plans to run again. We know that black voters were key to Biden's comeback in the Democratic primary in 2020. Tell us about the significance of his meeting with Sharpton.
Yeah, this was a meeting at the White House, and let's not forget that Al Sharpton is really a part of the Democratic machine, and he understands right now that the Democrats are really doing very poorly in the midterms and also in polling as well. Not only Joe Biden himself, but the Democrats in general. And he has a platform on national and cable television here. So while it would be an extremely headline-making news for Joe Biden to come out and publicly say that he won't run, the notion for the most part is that President Biden will probably run in 2024. So this is not very headline-grabbing, but it is sort of media savvy of Al Sharpton to change the conversation from the failures of the Democratic Party right now. Remember, gas prices are going high again. The economy is not in a good shape. Midterms are coming up. And, you know, while Joe Biden's age is an issue, if the Democrats and Joe Biden were doing good right now, his age would not be a problem right now.
Susan, I just want to follow up on that.
This might be sort of a deviation.
Right. I just want to follow up on what you just said. We know that Donald Trump has also teased another run in 2024. But the fact is, as you mentioned, Biden is 79 years old. He's the oldest sitting president ever. Democrats have been divided in giving him a full-throated endorsement, so to speak. So tell us about that aspect of this.
Right. Absolutely, Priyanka. You know, there's the age factor, but then you have the stamina issue as well. If the Democrats and Joe Biden were doing a good job, if his approval ratings was hovering at least over 50% or maybe even in the 40s, and the country was headed, quote unquote, in the right direction, not only among the Democrats, but in the independents, I will promise you Joe Biden's age would not be a factor. However, it's because they're doing so poorly that, you know, blaming it on his age is also an issue. Donald Trump is also not very young. And not to really deviate to his age, but his approval ratings during this time of his presidency was a lot higher, and people weren't really talking about that. And an age factor for a Trump comeback again, is not in the cards. You know, they're attacking Trump for other reasons, but it's never about his age. So, you know, it's all about party performance. It's about winning at the end of the day for both Democrats and the Republicans. And whatever wins votes really is going to be at the forefront. And right now, deviating the attention from the main topics, which is inflation, gases, again, high prices are going up again on the gas pumps, and how people are not happy with, you know, post-pandemic economics. I think Al Sharpton was smart in bringing back the issue of, hey, Joe Biden is running again. Let's focus on that right now.
Absolutely, Susan. Thanks so much for all those inputs, and thanks for joining us on the broadcast. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.